Quick little towing tip. If you want to know how to turn a long fifth wheel or travel trailer, pull about 4 feet out from your turn. Wait until your waist is past the turn, and then begin your maneuver. And you will almost every time clear the curb without curbing your tire. What's going on, everyone? So we have had our Coachmen Chaparral 360 IBL for going on 2 years now, and I want to give you kind of that 2-year overview of what we love about it, what we don't like about it, what's gone right, what's gone wrong, and just give you our overall impression of this unit. First of all, we absolutely love that our sidewalls are constructed using Azdel. Azdel is that composite sidewall versus the Luan that a lot of people use in their construction. And what's nice about it is that it's impervious to water and it's not going to ever delaminate. And you know, 2 years is definitely not that long of a period of time, so I wouldn't expect to see delamination on any RV. But the peace of mind knowing that we're not going to have delamination is really nice. Anyways, let's talk about some of the upgrades that we've done to this RV to date. You may have seen the video where I installed these 2 lights. They have 2 little pins. Bought these on Amazon. They're about $15 a piece. They have motion detection built into them, solar panels on top. They're extremely bright. I got these for the purpose of illuminating this area around the steps at night, but also the amber light. So if we're in an RV park where it's really dark at night and we're trying to negotiate around turns, I can turn that on, then look in my rear view mirror to see exactly where my turning angle is going to be for my tire so I don't curb the tire. Another upgrade we've done is I've added the Easy TPMS tire pressure monitoring system. Have mixed reviews on this. When I first had it for the first year, it worked great. Then slowly it started not finding the sensors. It would take sometimes hours before it would actually locate all the sensors on the tires. The problem I thought was going to be battery related. I replaced all the batteries, still have the exact same problem. It's random which sensors it's going to find and which ones it'll never find on a trip. And that's kind of bugged me because that's an expensive system. I did a video, of course, on the Saloon tires that we installed, the S637 all steel radial tires. These, in my opinion, are among the very best tires you can put on a fifth wheel. Hands down. They are constructed very, very well. They are, I believe, a 12 or 14 ply rated tire, and when you just have this tire next to the factory tire that come on these RVs, you see just how sturdy this tire is, and you can't even tell we've been running it. We have probably close to 5,000 miles on these tires and they look brand new, so very impressed with the tires. Recent upgrades were the Joyrider shocks, which are right here, as well as the MORryde SRE 4000, which we just put on, along with the MORryde extra heavy duty shackle straps. These are 1/2 inch thick versus the 3/8 inch thick or 1/4 inch thick straps that you normally get on fifth wheels, even high-end ones. So I have a really, really nice upgraded suspension system, including the cross brace bar that MORryde includes with this system, which is supposed to increase the rigidity of your suspension components and your hangers, plus strengthen them, which I'm glad that I have that on there as well. A lot of people were concerned that these self-tapping bolts that hold the Joyrider system would give me problems. Guys, if you haven't actually used these, I know it's easy to criticize self-tapping bolts, but these things work great, and they haven't loosened at all. They haven't rusted. They're zinc coated. They have been holding up just fine. The next upgrade we'll be doing on the RV is we'll be swapping out these factory steel steps with the MORryde step above system. It's that rigid fixed step system that folds up into the doorway and then folds down and essentially uses the ground to support it. It basically is an incredibly rigid step system that you just feel super comfortable on. So I'm excited to put that on. I would actually be putting it on today, but I wasn't able to get the box loaded up for the trip. I may be upgrading the pin box. I'm not 100% sure what I want to upgrade to, or even if I need to, considering I have shocks as well as a better suspension system on the RV, and I have the B&W companion hitch in the truck, which performs very, very well. I don't know if there's a need to really upgrade to a different pin box, but it is something I'm considering. One nice thing about the Chaparral is it has almost every light being an LED light. There are just a few incandescent bulbs still on this unit. One of them is your little light right here, the scare light, as well as the porch light above the door. The brake lights and tail lights were incandescent. I swapped those out with LED. I added amber reflectors running the whole length of the coach and some red reflectors on the back of the coach just for extra visibility when you're pulling out or crossing a street, so oncoming traffic can definitely see and be sure to slow down if they're coming up to you fast. Now, a few things that we had wished we opted for when we bought the trailer were the auto leveling system. We decided not to get it because A, they didn't have one in stock, and B, it would have delayed the time frame significantly. Plus, I've never used auto leveling, and I'm perfectly fine leveling it myself. However, there are circumstances where auto leveling would come in really handy. I have not been impressed with the rack on the back of this. I know it's a steel rack, but the finish on it started rusting pretty much, you know, the month or two after we got it. I don't think it's really going to compromise it anyway, but it sure does look ugly. I'm going to end up cleaning this rack off and probably have it bed lined, so it'll just add a level of protection to it, plus it'll give it some dampening ability if you ever have anything on it. I love the look of frameless windows, and we almost got a Brookstone which has frameless windows, but we opted for these because we have the ability to slide these windows open to get more ventilation into the coach, where with frameless windows you pretty much only have the ability to tilt the bottom part of the window out and you don't get that much airflow. So even though frameless windows in my opinion look better, I think everyone can agree on that, I like the functionality of these windows better because you get more airflow going into the coach. These JP Strong Arm, these support braces that go down, are wonderful. If you get a fifth wheel, regardless of what system you get, I absolutely recommend you get those. They improve the stability of the fifth wheel when you're parked and when it's set up tremendously. They basically give you a much more stable stance and you don't feel any motion inside of the RV, which is really nice. A super cheap but very, very important upgrade is to put these little rubber bumpers here on the corner. I can't tell you how many times I've been accessing my propane tanks and I hit my head on the corner here and it hurts. It almost makes you want to pass out for a second, but these bumpers come in really handy and they just protect your skull from banging up against these corners. They're only a couple bucks each. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll realize that another upgrade that I did on the interior was to build this baffle box that goes around the return air and the AC unit for the living room. Mainly because from back here in the living room, it's rather loud, so we don't have the quiet, cool system. And building this box really, really helps muffle the sound that you hear inside the RV. It has not restricted flow at all. So for those of you who are wondering if this opening on this side is restricting intake flow to the AC, it hasn't. The unit stays just as cool, it cools down just as quickly, and it's been working very, very well. It's insulated very well. It's got 3/4 inch foam insulation going all the way around. It has high density foam insulation across the bottom. The box has been sealed around all edges and the return air is right here. I put a piece of weather stripping across the edge here simply because you'd pick up a little bit of wind noise and that eliminated it, but it's been working really well. The interior trim pieces that I always make reference to on RVs that tend to be a failure point on all RVs, regardless of your price point, are these pieces of trim that run across the top, your crown molding per se. And they tend to start to droop down. So when they do that, it's because they use really small little tack nails and they just don't hold real well. They're showing up really brightly now, but you can see where I've put some finishing screws in to hold it up. And, you know, without a camera looking at it, you really can't notice them at all, but it does a good job just securing them up against the ceiling and the wall. I plan on pulling that down and putting a real piece of crown molding up there some point in the future, a much thicker piece that looks nicer, and then maybe even trimming off the sections here. But it looks okay for now, and I'm glad that, you know, at least that part's not falling down anymore. At first, this refrigerator was kind of an issue for us. It's the Dometic gas electric refrigerator. It's a pretty good size refrigerator. especially for an RV. I know many of them are coming with full-size residentials, but we really wanted a gas electric simply because if we're not near electricity and we're not on a generator, we wanted the ability to still run our refrigerator off propane. Now, it's nice, but the thing to keep in mind is it takes a long time to cool down when it's hot outside. If it's 100 degrees outside, it's going to take hours upon hours to cool down. Right now it's in the 60s and it cools down pretty quick. I think it took about an hour and a half to cool all the way down to 36 degrees. So we've been pretty pleased with this refrigerator for the most part. An idea for all you parents with small children, I added this baby gate right here, which simply swings over and locks in place. So if we have our 3-year-old on this side of it and the door is open, we don't have to worry about her walking through and stumbling out. Also added this handrail right here to the side. It's made out of teak. And again, just a safer way for our little one to crawl up the stairs. So a cool thing about this little area here is this door is the bathroom door, and when it was open it would just kind of hit this curtain rod right here, but it also is kind of the perfect fit to create a door here in the hallway, so it separates the master bedroom and bathroom from this area. And it's come in really handy, but what I decided to do is put a little slide lock on the inside of that door there, so when it's in the open position you can actually lock it from the other side, and it acts as a door blocking this whole front section from the back living room area. Here's a cool one for you guys. I added a camera doorbell to the door of our RV. I had to drill through it, but there's a camera with the doorbell on the other side. And on this side, you simply press a button and it also dings like a doorbell if somebody's at the door. So you get an idea of who's there before you have to open it. So we've put about 10,000 miles on this RV in 2 years. I know that's not a lot, but it's, you know, it's a pretty good amount for the type of traveling we do. We take it out more than people think, but at the same time, we're not full-timers. We have not had one single mechanical issue with this fifth wheel. We haven't had any component fail. Part of that is just PM, preventive maintenance. Do as much preventive maintenance as you can, carry the stuff you need in case something happens, and that confidence that you'll have with taking your RV out will just be magnified tremendously. And we've had a lot of fun in this. This is just a great unit for us. I know it's not a $100,000 coach, but it looks really nice. It has treated us very well. The interior is perfect for us. It's roomy. It's got the perfect floor plan. And so far, we've really enjoyed it. With the suspension modifications that we've done to it and the tire modifications, I absolutely would feel confident taking this across the country many times. Just knowing that my suspension will be able to soak up a lot of the really, really bad roads that cause so many issues for other RVs really makes me feel good. And knowing that I have probably the most robust trailer tire I can put on here also gives you a lot of confidence. And confidence is a major part in towing anything, especially big fifth wheels, travel trailers, things like that. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a quick recap. 2 years into this Coachmen Chaparral 360 IBL. We absolutely love it. It's worked out really great for us, and we plan on keeping it for a long time. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy my channel, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone.